Hey everybody, Matt from Dazzle. Continuing in the vein of showcasing some of the Dazzle staples, I'm here today to show you how to make the famous Dazzle carrot cake. I'm super stoked about this one. I've never made this cake before. I'm a little nervous, but I think it'll go okay. So let's jump right in.
You'll need 6 eggs, 1 pound 5.5 ounces of sifted sugar, 2 cups of salad oil, 15 ounces of sifted flour, 2 3/4 teaspoon each of baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and vanilla, and 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 pounds of grated carrots, approximately 5. So we start by adding the eggs to the sugar, and then we're going to cream them. Get them nice and fluffy and airy. Get some good air in there, nice bubbles. Slowly add your cooking oil. Real slowly, just so that it mixes really well. When all your cooking oil is mixed in, add your vanilla as well. And then you add your sifted dry ingredients. Make sure to do this slowly as well. Then it's time to mix in the namesake, the grated carrots. So we've got 3 parchment paper lined 9-inch round pans that we're going to use. Spray those generously with cooking oil, and then take your batter and we'll pour it into each one of the pans. I'm going to pour it about halfway up, I would imagine. We'll try now with a spatula. Spatula's your friend. Always remember that. So you place your cake pans in a preheated 300-degree oven. All 3 on the same rack, and I'm using the middle rack of the oven. You want to let them bake for 30 minutes.
So while those cakes are in the oven, let's get started on the frosting.
You'll need 1.5 pounds of cream cheese, 3/4 pounds of butter, both at room temperature, 12 ounces of powdered sugar, and vanilla to taste.
Just combine all the ingredients in the bowl. Everything should be at room temperature. One thing I know about frosting is I make my husband Mikey a homemade German chocolate cake every year for his birthday. And I learned the very first year to make extra frosting. It has a way of disappearing. So for the cake recipe that I just gave you guys, I actually divided everything by 3 based on what a restaurant usually makes. So for the frosting recipe, I only divided it by 2. Make sure you get that extra frosting. Now when you've got the sugar, cream cheese, and the butter combined, add a little bit of vanilla to taste. However much you want. I'm going to start real small. A little bit more than that. A little more. Oh, a lot more. So give that a little taste. Perfect. Perfect. Now those look amazing. Not quite ready yet though. Waiting for the centers to get firm. Okay, let's check on those. Wow, they look good. They fell a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, perfect, perfect. Nothing coming out on there. Pulled away from the sides real nicely, so it should be easy to come out of those pans. I'm gonna flip those pans over onto racks, and let them cool. Pop right out of there. Perfect. Oh. Those look really good. Perfect. There we go. Got steam coming off of those. Now we have to let them fully cool. Just sipping some rooibos tea, waiting for my cakes to cool. So my cakes are cool, but you know, this is a super moist cake. And as you can see, my cakes sunk into their racks. So it was really difficult to get them off of the racks. So I would recommend letting the cakes cool in their pans once you pull them out of the oven for probably about 15-20 minutes before you flip them over on the racks. This way they're set a little bit and they won't sink in quite as much. But it's nothing a little frosting can't cover. I'll transfer it over to my cake pan before I frost it. If you have a pastry knife, this is one that'd come in handy, but a regular butter knife will do as well. Layer some frosting in between. Does that work? There we go. Try to make it as even as you can all the way around. Then we frost away. Top and the sides. Again, don't worry about it if it's not beautiful. It's gonna taste good. It helps if you clean off your knife on occasion. You will have a little bit of extra frosting with that recipe, but I think that's okay. Water just helps it smooth out a little. When you feel comfortable with the look of it, you're ready to go. So there's the finished product. I'm excited about this, folks. Let's cut into it and see what it looks like. That's a good size. Oh, look at that. Looks delicious. Now let's see. Yep. Just like I remember it. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. Now go out and create something while I finish this cake.